Well, the ANC will be launching its manifesto and, of course, celebrating 107 years since its formation and delivering its January 8 statement. So what are your expectations? What are you expecting to hear from the ANC's January 8 statement? And let's now shift our focus to some of the stories of the day. The NCOP is expected to sit this week to pass the Electoral Laws Amendment Bill. Amongst other amendments, it makes sure that voters with no fixed addresses will be able to cast a ballot. It also repeals the requirement that the identity document of a voter must be stamped as proof of voting. Education MEC Panyaza Lesufi to brief the media on the state of readiness for the reopening of schools. And 3 SANCO members arrested after Shepherd Bushiri's protest. Protesters are expected to appear in court. And these are some of the trending topics on Twitter. Let's take a look. All right, Sia Kolisi. Let's now listen to this clip. Well, Sia Kolisi, the Springbok captain, gave a very unique personal insight into South Africa's transformation policy to a Japanese media outlet last month, causing some social media anxiety yesterday. I mean, he opined that the late Nelson Mandela would not have supported quotas. He said that it can't be right that he was selected on the basis of the color of his skin. And then the other trending topic on Twitter is Gabon, and we understand now that the situation is relatively calm after a failed coup attempt in the West African country. We do know that a small group of military officers seized the radio station in Libreville early yesterday to call for an uprising while the country's ailing president, Ali Bongo, recovers from a stroke in Morocco, and security forces eventually killed 2 suspects and captured 7 others. And David Mabuza, well, the ANC Deputy President and Deputy President of the country, addressed in Gulego branch meeting engagement yesterday in Newcastle ahead of the manifesto launch at the Moses Mabhida Stadium in eThekwini region on the 12th of January 2019. And he also conducted door-to-door campaigns in that area. All right, back to that Sia Kolisi clip. I mean, we know that he gave a very personal insight into South Africa's transformation policy, particularly in rugby. Let's now listen to this clip.
What do you think he would say? You were talking about a better South Africa, and he was such a great role model and so forgiving. There is still some people who will talk about the system of the transformation system, the fact that there are certain numbers that have to play in certain teams. Is that something?
I don't think he would have supported that. No. Well, I don't know him. I think it's you shouldn't put a number on stuff like that. If you want to talk about transformation, you gotta you gotta. For me, imagine if I didn't go to the English school. I wouldn't have been eating properly. I wouldn't have grown properly. And I wouldn't have had the preparation like the other boys did. Because now, when I went to the English school, I had to compete against boys who've been eating 6 meals a day, each and every single day of their lives. And it's tough. And now if you want to force someone to the Springbok team, and maybe they're not good enough, they have one bad game, you probably will never see them again. We need to be prepared, and like Curry Cup, you can try out and push people in and see how they do. But you can't just and expect results. South Africa is tough because we want results and we want transformation. But it can, like the guys that are playing now, I think.
As you say, the talent's there.
Yeah, the talent's there.
Nurturing it in the right way, so they're picked for the right reason.
Like, I mean, I wouldn't want to be picked because of my skin color, because that surely wouldn't be good for the team. And I mean, the guys around you will know. You know, and it's tough for us as players because now if you put a certain amount of number, are you actually there because you're good enough? Or even if you are, sometimes you doubt yourself.
Now, these visuals courtesy of Twitter of Springbok captain Siya Kolisi giving a wide-ranging interview to a Japanese media outlet during his visit there last month, saying that if you're going to be talking about transformation, it needs to start at the township, and adding that Nelson Mandela would not have actually supported quotas. And it suffices to mention that, South Africa's rugby has transformation targets and not necessarily quotas. And he's saying that it can't be right that he was selected on the basis of the color of his skin. That is Siya Kolisi there speaking to a Japanese media outlet. All right, let's now welcome